Thiruchitrambalam, Hara Hara Nama Parvati Badaye, Hara Hara Mahadeva, Sitsabesa, Sivasidambaram, Tenarude Sivane, Potri, Natavarkum Mireva, Potri, Thiruchitrambalam, எடுக்கும் மாக்கதை இந்தமிழ் செய்யுளாய் நடக்கும் மேன்மை நமக்கருள் செய்திட தடக்கை ஐந்துடை தாழ் செவி நீழ்முடி கடக்களிற்றை கருத்துள்ளிருத்துவாம் உலகலாம் உணர்ந்து போதற்கரியவன் நிலபுலாவிய நிர்மலி வேணியன் அலகில் சோதியன் அம்பலத்து ஆடுவான் மலர் சிலம்படி வாழ்த்தி வணங்குவான் சைவத்தின் மேற்சமயம் வேரிலை அதில் சார் சிவமாம் தெய்வத்தின் மேற் தெய்வம் இல்லனும் நான்மறை செம்பருள் வாய்மை வைத்த சீர்திரு தேவாரமும் திருவாசகமும் இவை தரச் செய்த நால்வர் பொற்றாள் எம்முயிர் துணையே தில்லை வாழந்தனரே முதலாக சீர்படைத்த தொலையதாம் திருத்தொண்ட தொகைடியார் பதம் பொற்றி வல்லையவர் புராணகதை உலகறிய விரித்து உரைத்த செல்வமலி குன்றத்தூர் செக்கிழாரடி போற்றி ஆதாரமாகிய மாணிக்க வாசகர் பாதார விந்தம் பணிவோம் பண்டு செய்த தீதான பாவங்கள் எல்லாம் தீர்ந்து ஞானோதே வந்து குளிடுமே திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். Dear devotees, welcome back to the Periyapuranam Discourse series. With the blessings of the Almighty Lord Shiva, we're here to think through two wonderful Nayanmar's history today. Shri Kanampulla Nayanar and Shri Kaari Nayanar. Let me bow my head to the lotus feet of Thiruchitrambalam and also to the 57th Pontiff of Gomathinayagam Adina, Sri Guru Mahasanidhanam, Sri Rajasarana Manikva Swamigal as well. By the grace of the Almighty Lord Shiva, let's go ahead and get started with Shri Kanampulla Nayanar history. Kanampulla Nayanar was from Pulirikkuvelur, the great Pulirikkuvelur. Currently it's known as Vaithiswaran Koil, which is between close to Sri Kaari. It's located on the way from Sri Kaari to Chidambaram. Such a wonderful temple. Nayanar was born here, and Nayanar was a staunch devotee of Lord Shiva. He's very sincere. Thiruchitrambalam praises Nayanar with an amazing phrase in Periyapuranam. He says, "Meippurulavana Isar Kadalennu Virupudayar." Meippurulavana, the reliable thing in this world is only the lotus feet of Lord Shiva. You cannot rely on anything else. Everything is unreliable. The lotus feet of Lord Shiva are reliable. He knew that. So he was so committed to lighting lamps in Shiva temples. When I say lamp, it's not an electric lamp. At that time, 1,000 years ago, we had no electricity. So it's an oil lamp used to produce light continuously for a period of time using an oil-based fuel source like oils, ghee, and so on. So he had a firm belief that driving away the darkness in this manner would show the bright path to salvation. And also he was very sure that the benefit of having the wealth is to light the lamps in Shiva temple and also to serve devotees of Lord Shiva. So in due course of time, Nayanar became poorer and poorer by the grace of Lord Shiva, but it did not affect his commitment to light lamps in the temple. He went to many abodes of Lord Shiva, and then finally he went to Chidambaram, Thiruchitrambalam. In the meantime, Nayanar sold off all his properties and started lighting lamps, all the temples that he could do. Right now, Nayanar is in Chidambaram, and he lit lamps in every temple he visited. Finally, he reached Pulicharam, the temple, Ilamayakina temple. You may remember, we thought through this in Sri Kaari Puranam. This is the temple where Nayanar, the old couple, Nayanar, and his elderly wife became a young couple with the blessings of Lord Shiva. Shiva came all the way from Kailash to play this holy prank to let the entire world know the sincerity and the true love Nayanar, the Nilakanta had for him. So that's the temple. Nayanmar also, Nayanar, Kanampulla Nayanar are also serving every day. Is making sure that he lights the lamps in the temple every day without fail, despite he is still poor. He got so attached to the temple, he could not leave that place at any cost. So he rented a small house in Chithambaram. He stayed there, and he took on himself the task of lighting lamps in Sri Pulicha, Ilamayakila temple. So his small fortune dwindled down and soon got completely exhausted. He ran out of all the money he had. He then started to cut a kind of a grass, we say kanampul. He started to cut the kanampul grass, and then he sold them in the market. So the money he got by selling that grass, he used that to light the lamps in Pulicham temple. He was doing that for some more time. Soon he was unable to sell the grass that he cut. There was no one to buy, and then he twisted the grass into thick wicks and then burned them like lamps. He was trying to do everything he can to continue his service for the Lord. But the grass would burn down faster. So he was not able to light up the temple as long as he usually did. So he was on, but he had no other choice. Then finally he decided to burn his own hair as lamp. Nayanar lit his head, lit his own hair on his head, and he was happy to make it burn like a lamp. Shiva could not bear that agony of his devotee. He appeared right there on his bull, Lord Shiva, along with Uma Devi. He blessed Nayanar with a permanent spot in this wonderful world, Kailash. So Nayanar merged with the lotus feet of Lord Shiva. That's all about Shri Kanampulla Nayanar. He never gave up. He continued to do his service when he was rich, and then even when he became poor also, he never gave up. He continued to do everything he could do. So that's the lesson we learned from Kanampulla Nayanar. Let the great service and the true love of Kanampulla Nayanar for Lord Shiva stay in our mind forever. All right, the next Nayanar we're going to discuss today is Sri Kaari Nayanar. Kaari Nayanar was born in a family of Vedic Brahmins in Thiruchitrambalam. You know that currently it's known as Thirukkadayu, such a famous temple. Especially couple when they reach 60 years, they go and do celebrate and worship the Lord there, who saved Markandeya from Emma. So you could still see elderly couple who reach their age 60, they go and worship the Lord Shiva there. Such a great temple. Nayana was from that temple, and he was a great exponent in composing poems in Tamil. He was such an expert. He had a great knowledge, and literally Lord Shiva ruled over his intellect. He was committed to serving Lord Shiva and the devotees of Lord Shiva. He attended at all the needs of Shiva temple. He was making sure that at his whatever he had in his capacity, he was making sure that he was helping those temples, making sure the temples are getting renovated on time and have everything they need to do the puja. He composed a lot of famous Tamil works, and he gained the respect and friendship of all the three empires, Cheras, Cholas, and Pandyas. And the three kings showered him with many, many rich gifts, and he used them up. He used all them up in renovating the old Shiva temples and also building new temples and performing Kumbhabhisheka and other pujas. So Nayanar found great joy in feeding Lord Shiva devotees, organizing feast for Shiva devotees and giving them rich gifts as well. His thoughts were always centered on the Amritagadeshwarar and Abhirami Devi in Thiruchitrambalam temple, the Lord and Goddess. He worshipped them both with great devotion, from fragrant fresh flowers and garlands, and also garlands made of his own songs, singing their praise. Kaari Nayanar, one fine day, got merged with the lotus feet of Lord Shiva. That's pretty much about the Kaari Nayanar history. Let's end the session for today. Thiruchitrambalam என்றும் இன்பம் தருகும் இயல்பினால் ஒன்று காதலித்து உள்ளம் ஓங்கிட மன்றுளார் அடியார் அவர் வான்புகழ் நின்றது எங்கும் நிலவி உலகலாம். திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். ஹர ஹர நம பார்வதி பதே ஹர ஹர மகாதேவா. சித் சவேசா சிவசிதம்பரம் தென்னாருடைய சிவனே போற்றி, எந்நாட்டவர்க்கும் இறைவா போற்றி. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம்.